I know you gonna dig this.
Get funky with me.
How's everybody doing today? Here I am in the tiny town of Belton, South Carolina. And right outside of a church. And you can see beside me there's a small graveyard. And there's a lot of, it's a very confusing story. There's a lot of discrepancy about where Chadwick Boseman is buried. Chadwick Boseman portrayed James Brown, Jackie Robinson, and of course, Black Panther. We all know Chadwick Boseman. It was quite a shock when we lost him August 28th, 2020. Same year we lost Kobe, Naya Rivera. And, I mean, his death came out of nowhere. Nobody knew he was sick. Died of colon cancer. Very, very sad. And such a talented, gifted actor. This is where he's from, Anderson, just about 10 minutes from here. Now, a viewer, Davey Dave, had sent me something about Chadwick Boseman. Said, "Are you ever going to do Chadwick Boseman?" Because I cover a lot of graves. And I said, yes, he's on my list. And he said, watch this video. And it's a video, there's an old, he doesn't show his face, but it's an older man, I can tell, from the area, who comes out here to this cemetery, this graveyard. Usually a graveyard. Oh, people yelling at the background. I don't know if they were talking to me. This is Welfare Baptist Church, by the way. Usually a cemetery is a standalone plot of land where there's graves. A graveyard is something beside a church. So I'm referring to this as a graveyard. Now, so he sent me this video, and I watched it, and it's an older man, I can tell. Doesn't show his face, but he talks about knowing the Boseman family, and because there is a Boseman family plot right behind here, and there is the name for his father. But he says Chadwick is not buried here, and I'd heard that before, because he definitely had a memorial service for him in Malibu, and that was Michael B. Jordan attended. That was, you know, back. Sorry, somebody's coming along in a car. Back in 2020, and he was cremated. And I read that multiple sources that his ashes were spread over the Pacific Ocean, as per his final wishes. Now, ashes can still be buried. That's what happens. You know, lots of people. My mom, you know that. Well, it's going to happen, but the ashes, I believe, are still with his wife. He's not buried here. Now, the gentleman whose video I watched, because he seemed to know a lot about the area, and he seemed very, very connected to the Boseman family, he was saying he's not here, even though this would be the logical place. But there is a cemetery that I just passed called Forest Lawn, which is right in Anderson. And his wife, after doing a lot of research online, I know that his wife has bought a either a mausoleum that's going to be built or a mausoleum already on the property. Now, she had to pay for it out of her own money because he didn't have a will, but when he passed, she was married to him, so she became in control of it. So she had to pay out of pocket and then get paid back by the courts. Now, this is all very technical and very, I don't think it's being intrusive or anything like that, but talking about where someone's buried. It's been a couple of years now. He has a ton of fans around the world, so I think there's going to be a place for people to visit him. And kind of a mystery, and I like to kind of figure it out. It's with respect and love. Besides being a fan of Black Panther, I really loved Get On Up, the James Brown story. I loved it. And yeah, so I'm going to show you the Boseman family plot, show you where his father is. But, well, his father's still alive, but with his father's name on it, with the correct date. But I believe his parents are now going to be buried at Forest Lawn, 10 minutes from here, with Chadwick's ashes, and I'm assuming his widow and other family members. Some of these Bosemans that are here are related to Chadwick, but I don't believe this will be his final resting spot. Just going to be very careful and walk through here. You know, it's quite a huge plot. This is all Boseman, all the way over to there. And again, normally I don't show people who aren't famous or people who aren't connected, but for this video we're going to have to just kind of show you the size of this. This is one of the bigger family plots I've ever seen. Now there's a lot of blank ones, so I think maybe you would assume Chadwick would be interred here, but I don't think so. From everything I've read, the court documents from the wife buying that mausoleum at the other cemetery, that makes more sense. That's where he's going to be. Yeah, there's a few empty ones here. You can see right here it says Boseman, and then this huge marble, or granite I should say, could be marble, could be granite, right there. Some flowers brought out. Blank, blank. Dorothy May. We got a Ruth Boseman here, and like, with all due respect to everybody here, hope they're all resting peacefully. All the Bosemans that are here. I hope I've explained it correctly. So Leroy, right here. This would be the plot for Chadwick's parents. Leroy and Carolyn, I believe, is his mom's name. That is the date his father was born. So I don't know what's going to happen to this plot because, like I said, if you do the research online, oh, there's more Boseman over there. I'll take a look. If you do the research online, you will find very clearly there are court documents that she bought either a standing mausoleum or one that's going to be built over at Forest Lawn here. So I'm not sure who these Bosemans are. This one's fallen over. Wow. But yes, he definitely was cremated, and that was in Malibu. And I believe you can see the pictures. I'll insert some pictures. You can see an urn on top of like a table sort of thing with flowers with his picture on it. And that would be, I mean, with celebrities you never know for sure the exact, when there's secrecy surrounding their death, not so much secrecy. We all know how he died. It was colon cancer that he struggled with and fought hard against for quite a while, and still making movies, Defy Bloods and other movies. But I'm assuming at some point there's going to be quite a large mausoleum at the other cemetery where fans, family and friends first most, of course, but fans will be able to visit. But I know that from the other gentleman's video, he told me that, well, he told the audience, a woman even came out and said, no, Chadwick is not here. He said, I know. And the pastor of the church has said he is not here. It was originally on his death certificate that he was here, because this would be logically right away the family plot. So yeah, you would think, but she may have spread half his ashes and kept some, spread them over the Pacific Ocean as per his final wishes, or she may have spread them all. But I'm assuming there's probably maybe some that she's going to be putting in the mausoleum. It's somewhat morbid to think about, I think, sometimes, but one thing is for sure, is death is part of life. So that's very sad. Baby girl Boseman, baby boy Boseman, Luther Boseman. I mean, it just stretches on. So many. It's a beautiful little cemetery. I can only imagine what it looks like in the summer. It's still winter, so it's a little dreary and dry, but South Carolina in the summer, it doesn't really get any more beautiful than that. So let's go over to the other cemetery, and I'm going to take a look around. I don't think I'll see any mausoleum, but yet, or maybe I'll go up and ask, see what's going on. Here we are. So from what I can tell, Chadwick Boseman, even though these are blank, I don't think these are unmarked graves for Chadwick. I think his ashes were definitely spread over the Pacific Ocean in Malibu. He died at his home in California, but born and raised here. And much love to all the people that have come out here, that have made videos about it, that have come out here believing Chadwick is here. However you want to pay your respects, you can still come here. You can still come here and pay your respects, because this is the Boseman family plot. There's a picture there. I'll show you that. But I'm not exactly sure who. I'm walking over some empty graves right now just to get a shot of this picture. That is not Chadwick or his brothers Derek or Kevin. That is just some other family members, but I'm not sure whom. Alright, let's go over to Forest Lawn. About 10-minute drive back. I just passed it, like I said. There we go. I'm on an undisclosed street here in South Carolina, in Anderson. And right there, that's the childhood home of Chadwick Boseman. That's where he grew up there. Right there. And thanks to James, a local in the area, stopped me when I was just at a 7-Eleven picking up some water, and just to talk about my hair, which I get a lot. James is a really nice older man, and we were just talking about haircuts, and I said, hey, do you know where Chadwick Boseman grew up? Which house it is? And sure, I mean, there was no doubt he knew. He said, I know Chadwick. James just lives up the street. And he said, yeah, I can take you there right now. So I followed him in my car, and he pointed it out to me. I think the family still lives here, so I'm not going to say the name of the street. I'm just going to show you the house. But right there, that's Chadwick Boseman's childhood home here in South Carolina. So I'm not putting on blast. And yeah, that's it. Right there, Chadwick Boseman's house. All right, now off to that other cemetery. So how cool is that? A little shot of Chadwick Boseman's childhood home. Went to high school here too, public school, middle school. Found his high school too, but I'll leave it at his childhood home. I thought that was really interesting. Thank you, James, for showing me around. It was these small towns, man. Everyone knows each other, and I had already found his childhood home online, the address, and I was pretty much 100%. And then when I'm speaking to James, I like to cross-reference things to get it exactly right. So 2 sources always. Something I learned in school, 2 sources. So that with James kind of clarifying and pointing me to the exact house I thought was it. It was it wasn't easy to find online. A lot of digging, but I did, and that was his home. So I'm glad I got to show you that. And don't, if you figure it out, never disturb the occupants. That's happened. Somebody saw a photo of mine once, and then they went to a house and took pictures on a porch. That was a long time ago. So, you know, if you can figure out the house, take pictures from afar or something. Or just watch my video, because I'm doing this for you. Now, here I am at Forest Lawn. I want to give a shout out to that man who did the video at the Welfare Baptist Church, the one I was just at. And my Davey Dave, the viewer who told me about it. Davey Dave told me also that Lamont from Lamont at Large was at that cemetery. Speaking about Chadwick, Lamont does excellent work. The guy's driven, well researched, so I know he was there too. I'm not sure. I didn't see Lamont's video on that, but I know Lamont would probably say can't be sure he's buried there because it's not official, right? There's no marker. I know he wants to see a marker too, like me, so official. But shout out to Lamont at Large, does amazing work. But I just went into the office here, knowing that they wouldn't tell me if the mausoleum was here being built. But I've been doing this for so long, I know the face that I get when I ask certain questions. And I said, see off in the distance there, sorry to interrupt, there was a FedEx truck that just came right through here and asked me just to move over my car just a little bit so he could get by me. But yeah, the FedEx truck going that way right now, so I was interrupted, I'm sorry. But what I was about to say was, I've been doing this for so long that I know the look that I get when I ask a certain question. Hello. Everybody's so nice. They just waved to me as people went by. When I ask certain questions, I know the look I get. So I said, "Hi, I'm just wondering, I know that Chadwick Boseman's family has bought a plot of land here, their existing mausoleum, or building a mausoleum. I was just wondering if I could see it." And she said, and just the look in her eye, without hesitation, there was no pause. She said, "I'm sorry, per the family's wishes, I cannot disclose that information." Like, not robotic, but very, she said it to more than a few people that are calling here. "Per the family's wishes, I cannot disclose that information." Now, if he was buried in the other cemetery, why would they say family wishes, right? Per the family wishes. That kind of gives it away to me that this is where Chadwick will be interred with his wife, hopefully in the way future, because she's very young, and his parents, if they are not going to be buried at the other one where their headstones are. Well, Leroy's is his father, but I believe that's the plan, is for his parents, Chadwick and his wife, maybe some other family members here. Now I could drive around and take a look, try to find a mausoleum being built. I will do that. I'm going to end the video here, though. I'll walk up this hill a little bit. You can see it's a much bigger cemetery. It's huge. Chances of seeing, I mean, there's a mausoleum off, where did I see it? There's that one there. I checked it out right there. No Bosemans on it. And there's another mausoleum I saw on the property that way. I think it was up there. Oh, way up there. That's still part of the cemetery property. Right up there. Kind of across the street, actually. That's across the street. There's a giant wall mausoleum, like, for interments. I don't see any. But right away when she said, "Per the family's wishes, I cannot disclose that information," that kind of says, like, why would the family have any information? Why would, if he wasn't going to be here, just say, "No, he's not here," or "I don't know anything about that." But per the family wishes kind of makes it seem like this is the place where Chadwick will be interred at some point. Bit of a mystery and a bit of a going on, like some sort of hunt, which is maybe morbid. I understand that some people may think that. I don't think so. I think I already talked about this, but I just want to clarify, like, because fans that can't, like fans from around the world that can't come out to these places, I get to go, and I don't think there's anything wrong with putting graves on, because people you want to be remembered. Graves aren't necessarily private. I mean, this one seems to be so far, and I'm not finding it, so it's okay. But graves are out in the open. They're all around us. Cemeteries are, you know, you can visit anybody. And most famous people, they do have a place you can go and visit. And they write something, lots of times to do with music, movies, or something on their headstones. Some have simple headstones. But ultimately, I think everybody wants to be remembered. So that's why I do these, a lot of great videos. And I like to see them. And I know that you do too, the people who are watching. And it's only with much love and respect that I do these videos. And yeah. Okay. So from somewhere in South Carolina, Anson, South Carolina, I'm headed further south. This was the area of Chadwick Boseman. Out there. The great Chadwick Boseman. One of this generation's greatest actors. And maybe one day we'll have a place where we can come as fans and visit, pay our respects. Alright. Love you all. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Peace out.